Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, it's Diego with my beautiful wife, Karina from Venezuela. Beautiful Venezuela. We love Venezuela, our friends in Venezuela. And Karina's family, we salute her family in Venezuela. And we're trying to get, Karina's telling me I got to get the thing, I guess is, I don't know, whenever I got the microphone here, it doesn't get her into focus. How's that? That's a little better, right? I don't know. When I got the microphone over here, she's not in focus. And that's not good because Karina's the star of the show. So we're going to send the best wishes to our family in Venezuela. We don't care if President Trump has an issue with Venezuela. I couldn't give a rat's backside. But we love people from Venezuela, and we are going to continue helping people get their green cards and K1 visas, including you guys out there watching us on the live stream. So we got J-Rod here. Now, I got to move the camera. We can't leave J-Rod out. There you go. We got everybody now. The camera's in focus. J-Rod's here, and we're good to go. I got to tell you guys, I'm not an immigration attorney. I don't work for USCIS, but I have 13 years experience processing K1 visas and green cards. So, and now this, I don't know what the heck is wrong with this computer, but there we go. If you have any questions regarding your K1 visa application, your 2-year, 10-year green card application, if you need me to help you lift the conditions off of your 2-year green card for your 10-year, or if you need me to help you fill out your K1 visa application, that's why I'm here on this live stream. Now, we do the live stream, Mondays, Wednesdays, and Saturdays, 6 p.m. Central Time here from Florida, in the Panhandle of Florida. Karina's been living in the United States over 2 years, and we're still waiting for the immigration officials in Elgin, Illinois, to open up her box of goodies and send her 48-month letter of extension. I'll give them another 10 days, 10 days. If they still haven't got off their asses and filed the 48 letter extension letter, they're going to be hearing from me, and they're going to be hearing from other people too. Because congressional law says, in accordance with the Immigration and Nationality Act, that she will get her 48-month letter of extension. And so if the folks at USCIS are, overwhelmed with work, I can understand that. But they're going to do their job as directed by the Congress of the United States, not some person who's just dilly-dallying around. We are going to help you. Now, I've been processing K1 visas and green cards for a long time. I know how to do it. I can do it in my sleep. I've helped people overcome denials because they make stupid mistakes when they're filling out their application. Most people mess up on the 484. USCIS Form I-484, which is the affidavit of support once you apply for the 2-year green card. Remember, when you apply for the 2-year green card, you've got to file the 485, the I-485, the I-484, and the I-693, which is the medical exam. When you get to America, you got to repeat the medical exam for immigration. If you do not repeat the medical exam and recertify your vaccinations, you're going to have a hard time getting your green card. So you got all your vaccinations done, like Karina, she got all her vaccinations done in Colombia, in Bogota. When she came to the United States, all we had to do was repeat the medical exam, recertify the vaccinations, and send in her application. She got her 2-year green card within 3 months, mailed to the house. That was back when we had people running the Homeland Security who were following constitutional law, following congressional law, doing things the way they were supposed to be done. Now we have people who have selected like 75 countries saying that they're going to block or they're going to put a pause on green card adjudication. Can't do that. Can't do that. If you are from one of those 75 countries, like Colombia, Morocco, Brazil, if you're from one of those 75 countries and you are being denied adjudication of your green card, sue the State Department, send a subpoena to Marco Rubio's office at the State Department, sue his ass, and tell him to lift that block, okay? And don't forget, also, November, we have elections. So if you are a political candidate who supports this attack on American citizens' families and the refusal to adjudicate green cards for these American citizens' family members, then you best start thinking about cleaning out your cubicle, because I ain't going to vote for you. I don't care what political party you are, Republican, Democrat. If you are supporting blocking the reunification of families, okay, I'm talking about those 75 countries. If you're giving those folks a hard time, then I'm going to help unseat you from your position in the Congress, because you're violating the law. Now we got people who are already in the United States who are being paused on adjudication, including Venezuela. If you are being paused by USCIS, if they're not going to give you a final yes or no on your green card application, sue them. File a writ mandamus against them and take their asses to court and sue them in a court of law. And a federal judge will then assume custody of your green card. And then 99.9% of the time, you get your green card. Okay? I'm about sick and tired up to here with the current administration and the way they are treating the families of American citizens. Now, if you are an illegal immigrant coming to this country, I can understand. We're going to stop you coming in here. I support blocking illegals. They have no medical exam. They haven't been vetted. We don't know what their criminal history is. We don't know anything about them. Okay? But if you've come here legally and followed the rules and paid all the visa fees and met with the requirements as by the Congress of the United States, then we need to help you get your green card. Now, Copperhead's a member of the channel, hoping to get Florida homestead tax exemption, even though renting out my primary Florida residence. You can't get homestead exemption if you're renting out your primary residence while working out of state. You can't do it. Ron DeSantis should pass that law this November. No, he's not trying to pass a law that says you are exempt from homestead exemption. In order to get homestead exemption, you got to be living in your house in Florida. We live in this house here in Florida. We live here. Karina and I, this is our house, and we have Florida homestead exemption. But if we were to, let's say, buy another house somewhere else and we rented this house out, we would lose the homestead exemption. Homestead means you are living in your property. That's what homestead means. Homestead. You homesteaded. You're in the house, and then you get a tax break. What Ron DeSantis is trying to do, the governor of Florida, he's trying to eliminate property taxes totally. It's totally different from homestead exemption. What Governor DeSantis is trying to do is he's trying to eliminate property taxes for folks who live in Florida, which means I won't have to be writing a check to the county commissioners every year for our house. You save up, you work hard, you buy a house, and then you still got to rent it from the freaking government. That's what Governor DeSantis is trying to eliminate. So then that would also eliminate homestead exemption, because it will become irrelevant. Homestead exemption will become irrelevant if he abolishes property taxes in the state of Florida. But I mean, it's a tough road that he's climbing a steep hill. But we'll see what happens. We hope he succeeds. We hope he succeeds. It's expensive enough living in Florida with the homeowners insurance rates skyrocketing. I mean, it's very expensive to live in a house. I mean, you could rent an apartment, you could buy some land and put an RV on the land, live in an RV, and then you live in pretty much just paying taxes on the land that you're living on, which is very inexpensive. But property taxes and homeowners insurance are the two things that are killing the happy, living conditions here in the great state of Florida. Florida is a great place to live. Copperhead, is there specific things I need to do year-round to legally qualify? Well, here's the thing. We live here in this house in Florida. Once a year, the property tax folks, the government that runs this county, sends us a card every year in the mail that says, Diego and Karina, are you still living at this address? If you are, do not respond to this postcard. But if you no longer live at this address, if you have moved somewhere else, or if you've bought another house in Florida and you are renting this house out, then you must notify the government, because then your property taxes will increase quite significantly. So how do you cover the extra property taxes if you don't live in the house? Well, you're going to charge rent, right, to the person who's going to rent the property. You make sure the rent payment every month covers the cost of the insurance on the house and the property taxes. Property taxes are crazy if you don't live in your house. If you buy a home just for investment purposes, that's a good idea. I mean, it's a good thing you can do to do that. But you got to live in the house in order to get the tax break. Now, if you are a 100% disabled veteran in Florida, you don't pay property taxes. They give you a break. You don't have to pay property taxes. But you got to live in the property in order to get the tax break right now, as of May 30th, 2026. And that applies only to people that live in Florida. I mean, if you live in California, forget about it. You make $100 in California, the government takes $85 of your $100 in taxes. Literally. California is a horrible place to live financially. You can't open a business up there. You can, but it's very expensive to do it. You know, there's only if you're coming to this country from a foreign country, I don't care if you're coming from India, Pakistan, Colombia, Venezuela, wherever you're coming from, Australia, you should be able to start. You can open a business up with a green card. But depending on where you live, it's going to depend on how difficult it is to open up the business. Depends on where you live. Living in Florida, it's very easy to open up a business. It's a business-friendly state. But if you get relocated to California, it's horrendous to open up a business in California. It's like they really despise capitalists. It's like they want to put everybody on welfare and dependent on the government. But that's California for you. And New York City is ran by communists. I mean, the mayor of New York City is a naturalized American communist. How did he become a naturalized American? This guy, the mayor of New York, Mamdani, whatever the hell his name is, he's a naturalized American, but he's a communist. How did he get approved for naturalization? I don't know how he even got approved. He should be living on a green card or back in his home country where he came from. I don't know where he came from. I don't know. Maybe Uganda. I don't know. But, New York and California and New Jersey. Now, New Jersey has very high property taxes. It's crazy. The government seems to think they know how to spend your money better than you do. So people are leaving California. People are leaving New York. They're moving to Texas and Nevada and Florida and Tennessee. They're getting the hell out. Why would anybody want to live in California and give 70% of your income to the government, at least? Gasoline taxes, income taxes, sales tax. I mean, it's crazy. But the people keep electing these jokers into the California legislature. Apparently, these people like giving away their money to the government. Oh, let's help the homeless. Well, why are there homeless people in California? Because of the drug problems. That's the main thing. And also and what happened to the billions of dollars that the state of California spent on helping homeless people? The amount of money that the California took in to help homeless people, they could have given each homeless person $1 million each. Seriously, if you do the math, just look at the statistics. So anyway, I'm getting off on track here, but I'm here to help you with your K-1 visas and your green cards. Now, we do the live streams for you guys to answer questions. Lots of people have questions. Let's like the fake news. You got the fake news out there running their mouth saying that people applying for green cards have to go back to their home country. That's not true. It's not true. You got immigration attorneys trying to get likes and subscribes on their YouTube channel, scaring people, saying because of this memo that came out from USCIS. But the memo from USCIS doesn't pertain to K-1 visas or spousal visas or asylum seekers or H-1B1 workers. It only pertains to temporary visas, like a tourist visa. So if you come to the United States on a tourist visa and you marry an American, you're going to have to take your ass back to the country you came from to apply for the green card. You can't do it here in America because you're jumping the line. You're getting in front of everybody else, like us, who did it, properly. Now, Karina's going to get her 10-year green card, okay? Now, if USCIS want me to, file writ mandamuses against them, I got no problem. I'll sue the hell out of them if they want to keep jacking us around. But they haven't jacked us around yet. We're still in the window of time for her 48-month extension letter. We're still in the window of time. So I'm not worried about it right now. In fact, immigration sent us a letter in January, I think it was, telling us, don't forget to file for your 10-year green card. Don't do it. Don't forget to do it. They sent her, Karina and I, a letter. Don't forget to file your I-751. Okay, so we did that. We sent 15 pounds of evidence to USCIS. They received it on May 12th. Today is May 30th. So that's what, 17 days? They've been sitting on it in their closet. I'll give them till 30 days. And after 30 days, if I haven't heard from them, if they haven't sent Karina her 48-month letter of extension, I'm going to have an attorney write them a letter telling them to get off their asses and do their job. But not much longer. I think they're going to send it pretty soon. Copperhead, I really did dodge a massive headache from the Filipino, right, Diego? Yeah, she was a scammer, man. I need to think of all the nightmares that might have occurred. Well, it's number one, she asked you for $5,000 for her brother to help him with his visa to work in Australia. Why would you send somebody $5,000 to give to somebody else to go help him get a job in Australia? She was scamming you, man. And imagine if you brought it to the United States. What's she going to be doing? Going after your house? Going after you, trying to get alimony from you after she gets her 10-year green card? No. She's bad news. You fired her ass. You sent a letter of withdrawal to the U.S. Embassy in Manila and told the U.S. Embassy that you are not going to process her K-1 visa into the United States. Good on you. I know that was hard for you to do, but I want to give you a Mountain Dew salute. I know that was hard for you to do, okay? It was a hard thing that you did. It was difficult, but you had to do it. But the time's going to go by, and you're going to get that scammer out of your head, wash her out of your brain, and if you want, I'll help you find somebody that's actually going to want to be with you and not try to scam you. I mean, Karina's got lots of friends who are single in Venezuela, Colombia. I mean, we can find you a nice single lady from Colombia. I mean, that's not going to scam you. All right? But you got to flush that Filipina out of your brain, man. And if you find somebody from South America, Central America, if you don't want to date an American, if you want to date a foreign national find somebody in South America. It's only a 6-hour flight from Florida, 6 to 8 hours. It's easy, right? Jump on a plane and you're in Miami and you're in Bogota in a couple of hours. It takes you 24 hours to get to the Philippines, and it costs you $4,000 to $5,000 per plane ticket. Ridiculous, right? $300 it cost me to do a round trip to Bogota from Florida, not $3,000. Let's see. You dodged a massive headache, Copperhead. Thomas FPCNL. Good evening, Mr. Diego and Karina. Please, am I to have driver's license before adding to our car documents? No. You can, it depends on the state. Now, if you live in Florida, you can't get a driver's license till you have your green card. So when you get your green card, then go get your driver's license. But you can be added to the title of the car. I added Karina to the title of the car within a few days of her being in America. I just put her name on the title to the car, or Diego Ross or Karina Ross. So if something happens to me, she gets the car. Something happens to her, I get the car. It's equals. It's a co-mingling of funds, and it's a sharing of responsibility. But you can put your beneficiary on the title to your car, your RV, your motorcycle when she first gets to the United States. Put her on the lease agreement. If you're leasing a new car, let's suppose you're leasing a Mercedes-Benz. You got a lease out there, okay? Put your beneficiary on the lease agreement, okay? And you got to get a social security number, obviously, and that's not hard to do. How do you get a social security number when you arrive in America? You get your I-94, you get your passport, you go down to the Social Security Administration, you check in, you go to the window, you give them the I-94, you give them the passport, the K-1 visa, and say, I need a social security number. I've got my I-94. Within 10 days, your beneficiary gets a social security number. And then you're going to put her or him on the bank, right? Joint bank accounts. And then you're going to start collecting evidence for the 2-year green card application, which you want to do within about 50 to 60 days after entering the United States. Jody Fairfield. Hello, Diego and Karina. Hello, Jody. How are you? ¿Cómo estás? Muy bien. Are you good? How's Jody? And Jairus is in the house. Hi, Diego and Karina. What's going on, Jairus? How are you? How's your family doing? See, now I got Karina, when we were in, I think, where did you get to comprar donde esta? In Las Vegas? Or donde? Karina bought me this in Las Vegas. There's like aliens in here. Aliens and spaceships. She bought me this in Las Vegas. Look at that. Pretty good, right? And she got me a key ring to comprar esta donde? In Las Vegas. She bought me this key ring in Las Vegas. So we had a good vacation. We went to Arizona. We went to Nevada. We went to California. We went to Utah. So Karina's, she can color in the squares on her map of America. America is a big place, right? 50 states. There's 50 states. There's Alaska is the 49th state. Hawaii is the 50th state. So we got lots of states left to visit. Even though the world is a big place and we'd love to go visit, Australia maybe. I don't know if I want to go to Australia. What is there to do in Australia? Really, I don't know. Look at koala bears. I don't know. I've never been to Australia. And I really never had an inclination to ever want to go there. But I'd like to take Karina to England, maybe go check out Tower of London, the Crown Jewels. I don't know. And Jody Fairfield says, okay, and thanks. And you, we're good. We're always good. We're always good. Never a dull day here in Florida. And Jairus, all is well, and family is wonderful. I hope the same for you always. We're good. When Karina came to the United States, we didn't have, these people running USCIS, taking orders from people in the U.S. government trying to stop legal immigration. So Karina got her green card in 3 months. We're going to get her 10-year green card here soon. It may take a year, and that's because of the waiting, because going from a 2-year to a 10-year green card obviously is going to take more time. But she's going to get her 10-year green card. And she's going to get her 48-month letter of extension. And that means her 2-year green card is going to be extended until June 26, 2030. Trump's no more in 2029. Adios, Trump. Hope the door doesn't hit you in the ass on the way out the door. President Trump he went from being, the most loved president to the most hated president on the planet. Seriously. He's messing around. He's jacking around with American citizens' families who are following the law and filing for green cards. That's millions of people. I'm not talking millions of people getting green cards. I'm talking inclusive of American citizens. November elections are right around the corner. The Republicans who want to continue attacking American citizens and who are their constituents, good luck getting reelected. Thomas FPCNL, you helped in getting my green card. Well, there you go. That's good to hear. So I'm waiting to have my driver's license. It's me, God's power. God's power, there you go. Yeah, you can get your driver's license, but it depends on what state you live in. Okay, here in Florida, Karina has her Florida driver's license. She passed the written test first time. She passed the road test first time. She did everything she's a highly intelligent person. So she got her driver's license. Okay? Florida driver's license. Good to go. But she had to show her green card to get it. And they had to run her alien registration number through Tallahassee and bounce it off to the federal government database in Washington or wherever they keep alien registration numbers. I don't know where they store that information, but it came back, legal resident, legal permanent resident, boom, here's your driver's license. So we're good. Karina's got her she's good to go. Now when we travel, when we flew to Las Vegas, Karina used her Florida driver's license as a identification. I used mine. She didn't get, harassed by anybody going through immigration because there's no immigration on a domestic flight. But when she went through the TSA checkpoint, nobody harassed her. She ran her driver's license, and they said, "Oh, okay, you're good." Boom. We got off the plane. We went to the hotel. We had a great time out west. We loved the weather. I took Karina to the Hoover Dam, and the Hoover Dam, magnificent place. Lake Mead. I took her to Lake Mead. We went to Beverly Hills. We walked along Rodeo Drive. I took her to Hollywood Boulevard. We walked in Hollywood Boulevard. We went to Bryce Canyon. We went to Zion National Park in Utah. We had a great time. I've already planned our next vacation. The Real Brownie. Hey, Diego. Under a severe thunderstorm warning right now. Just chilling in the most interior room. Now, you're in Missouri, right? Real Brownie? You're in Missouri. So you gotta take cover in the center of your house. Yeah, I got you. Now, Jairis, was she able to get the military base ID after she received her social security number? Yeah, she has a military ID. Karina has a military ID, spousal ID. She got a Florida driver's license. She got a 2-year green card. Everything's good. We just gotta wait out Trump and get a president in office that supports immigration to this country legally. So, I got no time for people that don't like people because they're from a specific country. I love everybody. I don't care what country you're from. Just, the only time I don't like somebody is if they do something bad to me or my wife, which would be right now President Trump. He's doing bad things to millions of Americans who are following congressional law in relocating to this country. When you jack around with a green card applicant, you're jacking around with a U.S. citizen. And those mostly, and you're going to find that most of these folks that bring people over to the United States, from foreign countries, a good percentage of these people are conservatives, Republicans. Seriously. I don't know. I'm just glad that Trump's going to be out of office here in 2029. Let me see. Copperhead. Would you ever live in a foreign country where US dollars can go a lot farther than here? Well, I lived in Colombia for 3 years with Karina, and the US dollar went. Our rent was $200 a month. The gas bill for cooking and everything was about $6 a month. The electric bill was $10 a month. The internet bill was $30 a month. Colombia is Colombia on the naughty list. It's right now. It's blocking. Colombia is. If you are married to a Colombian right now, Marco Rubio is blocking your wife coming to the United States from Colombia. Horrible, right? Horrible. Colombia is on the naughty list, but they're not naughty. The Colombians are not. They're good people. Marco Rubio is just following orders from the president. Okay, he's doing what he's told to do because he's the Secretary of State. But I lived in Colombia for 3 years. I've been there probably 15, 20 times. There's nothing I can see wrong with Colombians. They're not bad people at all. It's just that one person in the White House seems to have an issue with Colombians and Venezuelans and Brazilians and just about everybody from Africa. Horrible. I'm sick of it. Let's see. I would say Colombia, Panama, they use the US dollar in Panama. The US dollar is, you can't use the US dollar in Colombia. You have to use Colombian pesos. But when you change dollars into pesos, I was a millionaire in Colombia. I mean, I could take $1,000 US and change it into Colombian pesos, and I got 4 or 5 million freaking pesos. Yeah, I was a millionaire. Corinne and I, we were millionaires in Colombia. It was great. And you can use dollars. You can use US dollars in Venezuela. Venezuela has the bolivar, but it's worthless. It's used for toilet paper, thanks to the communists. So they use dollars over there. In Panama, they've only used dollars, US dollars. That's it. That's all they have to. That's the currency they use in Panama is US dollars, and it's cheap to live there. But I'm not going to abandon my country and go live over in South America because we have somebody in the White House that just doesn't seem to like a particular group of people. You're not gonna run me out of this country, and you're not gonna stop my wife from getting her green card. I will sue the living crap out of those people, and we will win. Let's see here. Amazing, Jody Fairfield, amazing vacation. Where are you going next? Let's see. Where are we going next? We're gonna go somewhere. I don't know. I got a good vacation plan for Karina. Okay, but it's going to probably be including going back to Las Vegas. Okay, it's going to include going back to Las Vegas because the weather there is great. We love the weather. Here in Florida, the humidity is just horrendously hot. So I don't know. We'll make videos for you guys when we get back from our next vacation, so you all can check it out. So the question is, would I ever live in a foreign country where US dollars can go a lot further than here? Only if it was economically necessary, if I was forced to. But this is our country. America is our country. Estados Unidos es nosotros país. Nuestro. This is our country. If we get some really hardcore anti-legal immigrant people running the country, they're not going to run me out of here. I'm just going to vote their asses out at the next election. So they will stop molesting American citizens. That's how you do it. You vote them out. Copperhead, 37 years old. Okay, retiring early is on my mind. Nah, retiring is for quitters, man. Don't retire. Keep making money. Keep doing just keep looking for different things and different ways to make money. Be a good capitalist. Jody Fairfield, no, Colombia, yes. Colombia is on the list put there by Marco Rubio, who was told to put it there by Donald Trump. But Colombians, you got to think about this. But, Colombians, Venezuelans, they're basically the same kind of culture, same kind of ideology. They're both good people, primarily Catholic, primarily conservative. I'm looking forward to the November elections because I want to see those politicians get their asses kicked by blocking my wife supposedly from getting her green card. But they're going to lose. Let's see. Jody Fairfield, I know they are. My daughter-in-law is the best ever. What about with the K-1? K-1's a non-immigrant visa, so it will not pertain to her. It only pertains to immigrant visas. So if you are married to a Colombian and you're trying to bring her to the United States on a spousal visa using Form I-130, Colombia is on the pause list of countries. But if you are processing a non-immigrant visa using the K-1, you're going to get adjudicated as long as you qualify for the benefit and come to the United States. Then when you file for the 2-year green card, there shouldn't be any issues. Because I don't think Colombia, is not on the list of poorest countries for adjudication in the United States. The director of USCIS, okay, he's getting sued every single day for his unconstitutional attack on American citizens' due process rights. Remember, it's a benefit to get a green card. It's a benefit to get a K-1 visa approved. We understand that. But the Congress of the United States said, you have a right as a green card holder to adjudicate to the next level, either yes or no. You qualify or you don't. You can't put somebody on pause indefinitely and say, well, we're just going to have you hang over here in the corner and we're going to wait and see if you're going to get your green card. That ain't how it works. So the members of Congress and the State Department and USCIS, those folks that are doing that, they're going to lose their freaking jobs very sooner rather than later. Okay? And they're getting sued and they're losing in federal courts. It's one thing to stop illegal immigration, which I fully support. Trump's fantastic job at blocking illegals coming into our country. But when he started going after legal immigration, green card holders, now that ain't happening. That ain't happening. I'm not going to support him at all. So Jody Fairfield, your daughter-in-law is going to be just fine. She got her K-1, right? She came to America. She's fine. You're good. Okay, Jody, she's good. No problem for her. The real brownie, I don't see what a country ban accomplishes. It's primarily African countries. So what does that tell you? What does the country have to do with people, with the people? Stuff like that just really gets under my skin. It's racism, nothing else to it. That's the only way that's the best way to describe it, in my opinion. Okay, I don't like to pull the race card. I don't like to say, I don't think Trump is a racist. I really don't think he is. I don't think he is. But he is trying to stop people from African countries from being adjudicated to green cards, which is a violation of the Fourth Amendment rights of the American citizens who filed the paperwork and paid the fees. It's unconstitutional. So it's irrelevant of the country. I don't care what country you're from. You can be from, I don't know, even Cuba. As long as you're not a communist, and as long as you qualify for the benefit, you should be adjudicated for your green card, not put on a pause. It's BS. I'm sick of it. Okay? And the American people across this country are sick of it. The American people are watching what's going on, deporting a 17-year-old who came to this country as a baby, deporting her to a country she has no clue about. Really? Who does that? That's not American. That's what they would do in a communist country. We are not a communist country, but we're behaving like a fascist country. So you came to this country as a baby. Was it your fault? No. Your mom and dad brought you here. Whose fault is it if you were raised in this country but were not born here? If your parents brought you here illegally, that's your parents' fault. It's the federal government's fault for not securing the freaking borders and letting you get in here. Okay? So if the federal government let you in here, and then the problem is with the border security, but that's been fixed. So if you were brought into this country 20 years ago and you're trying to get your life together as a 20-year-old young lady or young man, and it wasn't your fault, you should be given legal status, not deported. Give them a green card. And as long as they're not criminals. Do a biometrics on them, do a federal investigation on them, do FBI checks on them, make sure they don't have any criminal record. And if they meet the moral character, rules, they're a good moral character, then let them stay here. Don't deport them. They don't know anything else other than this country. That's all they know is America. And now you're going to kick them out of the country and send them someplace they got no clue about. They may not even be able to speak the language that they're being sent to. That is vicious BS. Now, I'm a retired Navy senior chief, okay? And I don't put up with viciousness. I'm in it to win it. I'm in it for our country and the United States of America. I want to make America great again. But I am not going to deport a 17-year-old high school student because she was brought to this country illegally by her parents 17 years ago. And it's not her fault. That ain't happening. And the Republicans who are allowing this to happen need to pull their heads out of their sphincters and block that agenda from ICE and let those people stay here. Ronald Reagan was very smart. Ronald Reagan legalized a lot of people back in the 80s. Now, I probably wouldn't have done it the way he did it. I would not have done it the way he did it. Basically, he gave blanket amnesty. I wouldn't have done that. I would have said, okay, we're going to do biometrics on you. We're going to do a character reference on you. We're going to do a criminal history check on you. We're going to see if you're a benefit to this country. Boom, here's your green card. Reagan did that, basically. It's what he did. Pay a fine. And America, did it go down the toilet? No. America's still the best place to live on the planet, right? America didn't go down the toilet after Reagan did a blanket amnesty back in the 80s. America continued doing a good job, doing good things for people, making money. So what is going on with this current administration? I don't understand it. Let's see here. Jody Fairfield, my best friend, lives in Las Vegas. She loves it there. We were in Las Vegas. I took Corinne to Las Vegas in 2025, March of 2025. Yeah, March 2025, we went to Las Vegas, and the weather was cold and not too hot, not too cold. It rained a little bit. Then I took her back to Las Vegas in May of this year, and it was hot. And Karina liked the weather. She said, hey, this is like being in Caracas, Venezuela, right? The weather was like being in Venezuela. So we like Nevada, actually. Jai Copperhead, an Alaskan cruise. Well, we're not going to go on any cruises until Karina has her U.S. passport. Because sometimes when you go on a cruise, you leave the continuous United States. You could end up in a foreign freaking country, by accident even. So we're not going to do the cruise thing until she has an American passport. Jai Reese, Morocco was the first country to recognize the United States, and they are on the list too. Yeah, why is Morocco on that list? What is the, seriously? But you got to remember, guys, a lot of people took the State Department to federal court and won. They're getting their green cards adjudicated. I think only one person lost her case, an Iranian. But everybody else are going to get their green cards. When you sue USCIS, they don't like being sued. So they want to get it taken care of as quick as possible. So they're going to, if you qualify, they're going to give you the green card. If they jack me around with Karina's green card, I'm going to sue them, and we're going to win, and she'll get a green card. But I would rather not do that. I would rather USCIS do what the Congress told them to do and adjudicate the way they're supposed to without being put in front of a federal judge. But I got no problem doing that at all. Let's see. The real branding, good moral character, and qualification for the benefit. Right. Qualify should be the only factor. That's right. Karina qualified. Karina is fully qualified to live in this country. And her English is doing pretty good. To print English, pretty good. She's doing good. She's even flying planes. I mean, seriously. The country they're from is not, as you say, right? It's irrelevant. The purpose of the green card is to live in this country permanently and to become an American. If you come to this country and get a green card, and all you're going to do is use the green card as a freaking tourist visa to travel back and forth to the country you started from, and you spend most of your time in the country you started from, and then come back to the United States every now and then to go check on things, you're going to lose your green card, because that's not the purpose of the green card. The purpose of the green card is to prepare you to become an American, basically. And when you become a U.S. citizen, You're going to put an American flag up in your yard. You're going to hang an American flag from your rearview mirror in your car, little one. Right? Become American. Jody Fairfield. Yes, I don't believe he is a racist. I don't think Trump's a racist. And as far as the recent memo, that seems to be nothing new. No. The new memo is saying, if you came to the United States on a tourist visa, go see Mickey Mouse at Disney World. Don't get married. And if you do get married, okay, it's a temporary visa. Go back to wherever you came from and process the I-130. That's all that memo was. If you come in here to the United States on a student visa, you got to be a student. You come here to study, get a degree, and then you go home. It's a temporary visa. But if you marry somebody while you're here on your student visa, you're not going to get your green card here in America and jump the line. You're not going to jump the line in front of everybody else who's waiting on the K-1s and the spousal visas. You're going to take your ass back to your country, and you're going to process your green card through consular processing. And the same applies to temporary work visas. I'm not talking H-1B1. I'm talking just a temporary work visa. You come here to work for 9 months or 6 months. You have a specialty skill. So the U.S. government gives you a visa to come here and do work. You could be a propulsion expert, and they send you to Area 51 to work on the propulsion system on some top secret stuff. But you're not an American citizen, so probably that's not going to happen because you're not going to get a security clearance. But you know what I'm saying, right? You come here temporarily, you marry an American, go back home and do the consular processing like we did, like Karina. Karina, she got her green card via consular processing via a K-1 at the U.S. Embassy in Bogota, Colombia. She had to go to the scary visa interview in Bogota, Colombia. She got interrogated for 20 minutes. She got 13 questions. And she answered them just boom, 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 boom. What else you got? Consular processing. It took us 2 years to get to that point. But you got people coming to America on a tourist visa, marrying an American, and then processing their green card here in America without having to wait 2 years or 10 months for their turn in line. That's BS. And that memo is basically saying, if you came here on a temporary visa, student, tourist, or temporary work visa, take your ass back to your home country and process the green card there. They didn't say they're going to block you from getting your green card. They said that you're going to have to get in line with everybody else in consular processing, which is what the Congressional Law and the Immigration Nationality Act says. But as soon as the memo came out, you had the fake news telling, well, everybody applying for green cards have to leave the country. CNN, CBS News, NBC News, all the crap fake garbage that I hope that you guys don't listen to. And even Fox News was saying that. I'm like, really? Now, I'm not an immigration attorney, but when I read the memo, I think it was 6 pages, I understood exactly what it meant. So if I was a journalist that had any freaking moral character and any integrity, I would have reported the news as this: green card holders are not being blocked and they do not have to return to their home country, only if you came in on a temporary visa, student, tourist, or work. And that's the end of it. But the news media wasn't doing that. They were trying to make the administration look bad. Well, I can't stand what they're doing with those people from those 75 countries. It's unconstitutional. It violates the Immigration and Nationality Act. It violates the American citizen's right to due process. I don't like that. And it's going to get overturned. And I can't stand Trump for doing that. Don't like him. That's just picking on a group of people he doesn't like. And Marco Rubio should know better. His family came to Miami from Cuba. And if Marco Rubio's mom and dad were in Miami right now, their asses would have been deported already by Trump. And Marco would be born in Havana. But here he is supporting that crap. Seriously, Marco? Seriously? Come on, man. Let's see here. Jody Fairfield. Yes, I don't believe he's racist. No, Trump's not a racist. I don't believe that at all. He's just vicious in the way he is approaching this immigration situation. And again, thank you for your service. No worries. I spent 20 years in the Navy, keeping you guys free, keeping the members of Congress free. And it's amazing, that military veterans' wives. Now, there's a guy who's a military veteran. I think he was a Black Hawk helicopter pilot. His wife was from Venezuela, and she was put in detention at their green card hearing. But she came in the country illegally, and then she applied for asylum. So that was kind of iffy, okay? But normally, a few years ago, they would have given her a green card as long as she qualified. She wasn't a criminal, but technically she jumped the line. So that was iffy. But, there could have been a waiver for her. Jody Fairfield, Karina, do you have any plans on having a stronger coffee, or do you have a stronger coffee already? I love the coffee, but it wasn't quite strong enough. I like strong brew. Signora, prefiero más fuerte en tu café. No, we just basically we started that coffee thing, okay. But we could do it. We can find stronger coffee. We could do that. We could do that. No problem. You like it more stronger, but this coffee comes from a specific place in Medellin, Colombia, and we've been loyal to the coffee farm there, But we're giving coffee away. If you want to, if the people who are members of this channel for, let's say, 4 or 5 months, if you've been a member of this channel for 4 or 5 months, Karina will mail you a free bag of her coffee. You can join up as a member down here somewhere. There's a join button, and it's if you join as a member, you get my phone number, email address. So if you have any questions on your green card or K1 visa, you can call me or text me or email me, and I'll help you out. Plus, once you've been a member for 4 months, let's say 4 or 5 months, Karina will ship you a bag of coffee. You just got to just text her your address, where you live. And then you get a free bag of Karina's coffee, But we put the coffee company together originally just to give free coffee away to you guys. That was the purpose. Not to make money, but to give you guys, for being loyal members. We're trying to think of ideas for loyalty to the members, for the members, And remember, if you pay an immigration attorney $4,000 or $5,000 to process your K1 visa, or you can join here as a member for $9.99. In a month, I can have your entire K1 visa application ready to go. Cost you $10 instead of $5,000 or $4,000. And then if you call an immigration attorney with a question, they're going to charge you $400 for a 10-minute phone call. You can call me, and it's free, other than the $9.99. And the only reason I ask for a fee for the membership isn't because I want your money. I don't want your money. I just do that so I know who's got the phone number and the email address, because those two things are tied to this channel. So I know who's got our phone number, and I know who's got our email address. So I feel confident the channel is well protected, because I know who has access to it. You guys who are members, like Jody, the real Brownie, Francois Livingston, Maru, she's a member. Maru, she got her K1 visa approved, and her fiance lives in Cameroon. Cameroon is on those list of countries Trump doesn't like, but her K1 visa got approved because it's a non-immigrant visa. And let's see here. Jody Fairfield is so good, and I want more, but I have to use half the bag for one pot. Seriously? Half a bag for one pot of coffee? Man, you won't sleep for days. You're going to stay up all night. I couldn't do that. But Karina's coffee comes from a specific place in Colombia. Okay? We're loyal to the company, the farm, the finca, and we help them. They get us the coffee, and then we give it away to you guys. But you got to be a member of the channel. It's something to give to you guys. I couldn't think of anything to give away. You know, I don't know about the website. We started a website, but you know, nobody hardly uses it. So I'm spending money on a website, but nobody uses it. So I might just get rid of the website. I paid for a year, but I might just get rid of the website and just do it like we are doing now, because it's like a waste of money having a website nobody uses. So okay, Karina Ross Coffee Company, but you know, people aren't going into the website, so I'm gonna just basically, I'm writing paperwork to Tallahassee. I got to file taxes to Tallahassee, but we're not selling any coffee. I'm giving it away, which was the intent, right? So in June, I'll probably just close down the company in Cerrado, the company. In June, I'll just close it, and I just won't renew the website, and I'll just keep on doing what we've been doing. But anyway, I've been talking for almost an hour, 56 minutes. Do you have any questions on how to process a K-1 visa or a 2-year green card or a 10-year green card? Remember, if you are on that list of 75 countries, it only applies to immigrant visa processing, I-130s. If you're on those list of countries in the United States that are on a pause, the Congress of the United States will not permit the pause to continue indefinitely. So if you're from Nigeria, Venezuela, Morocco, although Morocco just pertains to the I-130s. If your beneficiary is from Morocco and he or she is already in the United States, then you're good. You're not going to go on any kind of block, okay? So elections have consequences. And right now there are thousands and thousands and thousands of American citizens all across this great republic whose lives are being disrupted by one man in the White House because he doesn't like a particular group of people. That's not how this country freaking works. And in November, he's going to find out just how much people dislike his policies. We'll be back. What's today? What day is it today? Today's Saturday. Maybe I'll make a video on Monday, but we'll be back. Well, Karina, she works long hours, okay? So maybe I'll just be back on my own. But Monday, be ready for another live stream. And stay patient during the process. Join as a member if you want my phone number, if you want to call me, and, you know, I can coach you. I mean, if you're having a bad freaking day and you're waiting and waiting, just give me a call or text me, and I'll help you. Jody Fairfield, thank you both, and have a wonderful night. Jody, you get the last word. We'll see you Monday.